Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom week 37 day 5. So today, of course, we finished Tower of Doom already at this point, but we got ourselves a Vault event weekend, and the final Vault event weekend before good old version 7.0 coming this Tuesday. But yeah, we got Vault weekend going on right now, and will be for the next 2 days, or today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So still plenty upon plenty of times to go and grind it all out. There's definitely a lot of loot to be had, and yeah, we'll be continuing with it. So let's go and start with just some standard verse farming. I was able to do a little bit earlier today. Not as much as I would want to have, but let's see, where are our numbers right now? We're up to 8 paloozas, which I have a feeling is going to go very close to 0 sometime this weekend. But yeah, I do want to do as many as we can this weekend, just because we don't really know necessarily what resource we're going to need for next patch. And of course, those have about a little bit of everything in them. However, I actually do want to save my vault keys until after the update. So after 7.0, I actually don't want to open the vault keys until then, just in case there's anything in the patch that might buff vault keys for whatever reason. I highly doubt it. We technically already got a buff to them back in December with the new orb introduction. But you never know. And for that reason, I actually, even though we want to grind them pretty heavily this weekend, I do want to hoard all of our keys until after Tuesday. Which means we probably won't be opening them until we get back, because I'm going to be leaving for a week, pretty much as soon as the patch hits. We'll be able to cover some things. I think I still might be able to do a stream on Tuesday night, we'll see. If we do, it's going to be a relatively short one that's literally just going to go over the patch and everything that it entails, which might actually be a pretty long one, because I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit to go over. With that patch. So, I don't know, so we'll have to wait and see. But, this weekend is mostly to get the grind down for, getting to that point. We know what, key numbers we started at. We started at 0 vault keys and 777 epic vault keys. And it was kind of funny, when we opened a few, epic vault keys last night to get to 777, we actually pulled the 900 gem drop. The first time I've pulled it since they've done the 20% extra thingy. Because I believe I've either never pulled it before, or if I did, it was before they added the 20% bonus. You know, back when it would have been a 750 instead of a 900. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope you guys have been having a wonderful grind. Hello Lester. Hello Mary. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello Isabel. Hello Sushi Ninja. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, today's, tomorrow, and Sunday, our main goal will just be grind as many verses and keys as we can. We'll do some palooza soon, but see if we can find at least one of the verse we need. We are currently low on verse 3, so that is our target to hopefully find one. I was able to find a few earlier. I think earlier today, before we started, I think we're at 5, so now we're at 8. Or somewhere's around there. Because I know for sure we got a few of them as of today. Well, let's see if we can get one more, and then we can start throwing down some paloozas and really get the loot going. Also, before I forget, I should probably get the timer up as well, because I know I will forget the second we go get one. I'll go and try heading over there and be like, oops, I forgot the thing. If I could find where it is. 1 second. It's not there. Right over here. If we go over here, and now it's going to tell me, do you want to update the app that you never opened? No, I'm fine with it. Let's see. If it'll ever open. Oh gosh, it's going to open like 3 copies now. Yep, there's 1. There's 2. Okay, only 2. Let me get rid of 1. Alright, let me get rid of the update thing. There we go. And it is indeed functioning. We don't need it yet, but we will very soon need that. But we'll get it up there for when we do. Oh, so hello, Isabel! Hello, Logic Slayer! Hello, Supernova! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have you guys gotten any luck on the vault grind this weekend? Ours is pretty much just beginning. We were able to get some earlier, but we haven't done any paloozas or anything. It's just been verse farming, which technically we're doing right now as well. Just a little bit. Hopefully tomorrow and Sunday I'll have a little bit more time between today to grind out for verses, because I didn't really have as much time today to do it. But next 2 days, hopefully we'll have plenty more. And be able to get a nice stockpile up so we can use them during the stream. We do want to get one more before we start opening some of them, as we do only have 9 right now, or 9 once we get the 1. Which will go pretty quick, because you can open like 3.5 per hour, so technically 4 if you do it perfectly. But there's normally like about a minute downtime in between, so we'll be able to, we'll probably go for at least like 4 to 6 of them today then. Not as far as finding new ones, but as far as opening paloozas. And hopefully the next 2 nights we can aim for something like 6+ or so. As long as we already have them farmed. And if we have to go out of our way, it doesn't take that long to get them. As long as we don't get too unlucky anyways. Let's see, kind of hard to grind. There's a temporary infinite gem glitch in Puzzle Quest 3. Is there really? That's kind of funny. I'm not surprised. I wonder if they're going to roll back it or something. There was actually a lot of infinite resource glitches in Gems of War in the early days. I actually reported quite a few for them. Like, I'm pretty sure there was about 3 to 5, like, ultra game-breaking bugs. Oh, there it is! Nice! Let's go start paloozas. That I end up reporting for them. Like, there was an infinite Guild War task glitch, like, really early on. Like, the week of launch. And they didn't even know about it. But, yeah, when the game first launched, there was that. For the longest time, there was basically, like, double loot from every PvP battle. And a few others like that. Oh, they just removed the whole event. That makes sense. Anyways, good thing we got the timer up. That was the main thing I was looking for, as verse 3 is our lowest. So let's start our first palooza and start getting into those juicy loots. Before I do, though, I do need to make sure I'm on the right team. Just make sure we're on... there's 2 things I want to check. First things first, I want to make sure we're on this correct team, so we don't have to switch our team. And the other thing we need is to make sure that we have a backup plan as far as Kingdom for when this one gets a Mimic. Good. So I need this to be on Explore 1 so we can switch location. It could be any kingdom, because once we do a palooza, it doesn't actually matter what kingdom we do it on. We'll do it on these 2. Because these are also ones that you could do it on the Explore 1 for, gosh, what's it called? For verse farming. Because not only are these verse farmable, but you can also do them for the palooza. Though you could do any location for palooza. But they're also the verse farm locations, so we could still... And what I mean by that is they're basically one-shottable with 20 damage. I believe the only 3 locations left. Blackhawk used to be, which used to make this a nice little section, but it's Cinder Mirage, Wild Plains, and Drak Zoom, I believe, are the last 3 that could be one-shotted with 20 damage consistently. It used to also be Blackhawk, but then it got one singular troop that can survive it. It doesn't appear too often, but it appears enough that it would slow you down, so you wouldn't really use it. But anyways, let's go start our paloozas. We just got the 1 verse we needed, which means we should be at 9 right now, which means we got 4 so far today. 1 literally right now and 3 earlier. If I could figure out where on earth it is in all this mess. Palooza? Where are you? Alright, before we start it, let me take a sip of water. Gotta stay hydrated. Also, hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. Also, Tyrion, you'd probably know this. Is there a special Pokemon event in Scarlet and Violet next weekend? Not this weekend, but next weekend. The weekend that I'm away. Because if not, I'm not even going to bother bringing my Nintendo Switch when I go on vacation. But if there is, I guess I will. Alright, let's see. Alright, so let's go get it started. There probably is, but you don't know what. Oh no. Well, I guess we'll have to do it then. Let's see. Let's get the palooza rolling. I haven't been playing a Nintendo Switch that much lately. Like, pretty much every game I wanted to play came out back in April. And some of them are still not done with. The Mega Man Battle Network collection, we still have to play through 5 and 6. Which we'll be doing at some point. But, like, literally every game I wanted to play all year came out in the same month. So that was, like, nothing for the rest of the year. That are just things that haven't been announced yet. What if there's none and there's an event as soon as you leave? Well, normally they roll the events like twice. But I haven't been keeping up with any news in regard to that game. Although I still keep seeing Dave the Diver get an update like literally every other day. They've been putting out 1.5 billion updates. It kind of makes sense because it is like a little buggy around the edges. Because they do have a bit of a smaller dev team. You can't farm Broken Spire because of the bonuses. Oh, does it have extra stats this week? Oh yeah, what's the extra 10 and 20%? That can get in the way of some things. So far that hasn't gotten in the way of Sin and Mirage, but yeah, if you are used to farming a certain location, there are weeks where 10 and 20% stats can make that location not viable. Like Damon's having 10% make it so I believe you can't run the Dust Devil team anymore. Like the Quick Kill one in Sin and Mirage. Luckily you can just bring it to Wild Court and be good to go. Because very rarely will there ever be a 10% that affects both Sin and Mirage and Wild Court. I mean, not Wild Court, I mean, Wild Plains. Wild Court's the name of the faction. Wild Plains is the, kingdom. Hello, Lucien! Welcome, welcome. But yeah, this is the last big Vault event before 7.0 in Gems of War. 100% confirmed coming this Tuesday. And it seems like they're adding back shiny cards, so that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I did find shiny hunting in Pokemon the other year to be quite a bit of fun, so now we're going to have to do the whole thing for Gems of War. We've gotten like, what, almost 1,000 something shiny Pokemon now? So now we're going to need to do the same thing in Gems of War because there's like 1,300 troops. I believe we still don't know exactly how it's going to be done. If they're going to do it in the old system where you just open keys and you just randomly get them, or if it'll use some kind of currency, which is probably the most likely one, using a combination of new currency and old currencies. And that's probably the most likely one. If I had to guess, it's almost going to be like how elite levels work, but using other resources and some kind of new resource. If I had to guess, which is pretty much exactly how they worked, because elite levels use souls plus a new resource of tokens. Whereas I'm pretty sure shinies will end up using some multiple old resources combined with some kind of new one. That'll definitely be like time gated or money gated or gem / resource gated in some way. What's going to be in Soulforge next week? I actually forget which event week is next week. I could check, but I can't check while we're paloozing. But, yeah, I don't remember. But I can check very quickly on Terran's World. In 13 minutes from now. Hey, that's what I was thinking too. They generally repeat them at least once. For the Pokemon event thingies. And I normally just ignore them these days on the repeat ones. I just realized something too. For Gems of War, we have Guild War next week. I hate when they do Guild War in a patch the same week. They mentioned in the past they try to avoid it. And since then, like, half the updates have been during Guild War weeks. So, they don't do that too well, do they? But, yeah, midway through next week's Guild War, we have, the big shiny card update and whatever else they're doing with 7.0. Which means the entire power creep of Guild War is going to completely shift midway through the week. Where we're just randomly going to have, shinies added in. How about a shiny medal, which you can only use the gold medal troops? Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. If they have to be gold elite leveled first, and that's just a new iteration beyond that. Because that would kind of make sense. Because then you'd basically have 3 tiers of upgrades you need to do to a troop. The first are the standard ones, you know, all the early game stuff, the souls, the trace stones. Then you move on to the second section where, you know, it's the elite level, where you do it with the tokens and the souls. And then the third level of it would basically be, you know, shining it, or whatever the mechanic's going to be called. And that would use whatever it uses. Because then there'd be 3 whole sections of upgrades then. The early game one, the, I guess, mid-game one, and then the super late game one. Though it's more like early game, late game, super late game. Or I guess end game. Because elite leveling troops is still not something particularly easy to do. Tokens come in relatively slow. And if you break down the gem value to max out troops, Legends and Mythics are in the thousands. As far as how much gem value of tokens you need to upgrade them. Because Anu's valued at what, like 500? Nisha's like 1,500. And you need effectively 6 Anus for a Legend. So if you break it down like that, that's 3,000 gems, effectively. And if you do the same thing for a Mythic, though there are tokens to do it now, or orbs to do it now that make it cheaper. But if you were to do it just purely based on Nisha's, which you never would, because you would always bronze level it. So let's just say 5 of them then. Because you're always just going to do the first level with a glory orb these days. But to do 5 of them onto a Mythic, What is that? It is 1,500 per thing. 1,500 times 5. That's 7,500. So the gem cost effectively to max out or to a fully elite level a legend is 3,000. And to do it for a mythic is 7,500. There are ways to go around it, obviously, with the new orb system and everything. Also, that mythic cost is assuming you use a glory orb on the first one. Otherwise, it's technically 9,000. It's over 9,000! But, I'm pretty sure everyone just glory orbs the first thing on a mythic these days. There's really no reason not to. Because they're decently common. They're like, what, a 5% chance from a glory orb? Or from a, random orb. So they're decently common. And it's so much cheaper doing it that way as well. Is the Bane of Mercy in the drop table? Yes, Bane of Mercy is in drop table. Also, hello, Simon. Welcome, welcome. But yes, Bane of Mercy is indeed in drop table. It might take you a while because, you know, it's in there with literally everything. But it is in there. It would be in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest right now. Any of those would end up giving it to you. The only two keys it wouldn't be in is gold keys and event keys, because event keys are currently Leonis Empire, and gold keys just don't have an epic drop. Hello, Easy Breezy! Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it can take quite a bit of glory keys, especially because every 200 you're getting like, what, maybe 15, 20 glory troops? And there's definitely like, what, a couple hundred in the game? 100, 200? Not even sure what number to guesstimate here, but there's a lot of epics in the game these days. Those actually slightly less, because technically there's 36 less, because you can't get the Underworld ones. Because those are only from the Underworld. So yeah, there's like 150 or so epics in the drop table these days. Somewhere's around there, give or take a little. And she's competing for that drop with every single roll. But hello, Jonian. Welcome, welcome. We're streaming until reset time? No. We'll probably go for about 2 hours or so. Definitely a little bit longer than normal, but we're not going all night. We're definitely going a little bit longer than normal. And we'll have at least 2 Sharky codes tonight. Actually, we'll probably hand out 2 like every single time this week. Honestly, we might just hand out like 2+ every single day before we go. Especially on the night of the patch. I'll hand out a good handful. Because I'm going to be gone for an entire week, so that's a whole week of not handing out codes. So we'll make up for that between now and then. Because our last stream for about a week will be this Tuesday, on the day of the patch. So hello, Jonian. Welcome, welcome. So hello, Mr. Z. Yeah, the weirdest thing happened to you with Mirthani's Darkness. You used up all your 20k guild keys and all your gem and glory keys. And 150k glory. And you still got nothing? Oh, gosh. Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Oh, so that reminds me, I didn't even mention it last night, but the Mythic is in the drop table with everything else now. Or, you know, we don't have the exclusive Mythic from the last Friday thing. As it has been a week since then now. Is Mountain Crusher, Leprechaun, Rowan, Mirage Queen a good team if you don't have Ironhawk? Oh yeah, the standard Rowan build's still really good. I normally run it with Black Manacle these days for a little bit more damage pressure. But, yeah, it's still really good. It wins like 4.5 times per minute. You can also do it on a little bit higher difficulty to get a little bit extra gold. But you can still run that for Vault weekends. It's slower than Ironhawk, but it's a great alternative. It's basically free. Because the kingdom, or the faction legend is very easy to get. Rowan is free from the kingdom. You could use like literally any hero weapon that doesn't block, so that's free. And then the hardest thing to get, ironically, is the ultra rare leprechaun. That's actually the hardest thing to get on a Rowan quick kill team. I've had that issue on new accounts before. It's normally only affects you like the first week or few weeks. But on Rowan quick kill team, is the hardest component to get is actually leprechaun, as weird as that may seem. Because Mirage Queen is pretty easy to get guaranteed after a couple days to a week of just doing Underworld. Rowan is literally guaranteed, and it doesn't matter what your weapon is, as long as it's not blocking. Which makes Leprechaun the hardest component. Despite being the lowest rarity on the team, which is kind of funny. I think it's one of the only few like meta builds in the game where the lowest rarity option on the team is actually the hardest thing to obtain. One thing that was pretty disappointing is you actually don't get one for free from upgrading the kingdom. There are quite a few weird troops that they did an update for at one point, where you just randomly get them for free when you upgrade the kingdom. And unfortunately, you do not end up getting Leprechaun as one of them. That would have been a great opportunity to add like a consistent Leprechaun to the game. They had a few man accumulators that were consistent to get, like Apothecary, but that's not used much in the current meta, because Beatrix is normally better. But, I don't know, I wish they would have added a Leprechaun for that. Because a lot of those you could get just by upgrading your kingdom slightly to, like, level 8 or something similar. No, Leprechaun is not included as one of those. And at this point, we're just going to be hoarding, like, every single resource for next patch. Not really knowing what we'll use. Also, have they posted any more teasers on their social media? Because I didn't even realize until someone mentioned it that the other one was even posted. Because that might give us insight on what we need. Because otherwise, we just have to wide farm everything. Though, luckily, a Vault event's pretty good at doing that. Like, there's pretty much no resource you don't get while just mass farming Vault weekends. I guess it gives you a little bit lower on tokens, but tokens aren't that hard to get out of your way for. Also, I highly doubt the new system will sync tokens. I wouldn't be surprised if it requires the troop to be already gold elite leveled, which to some degree would require it to take tokens. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to sync tokens, like whatever the new system is. It might require you to be gold elited if it is like a new upgrading system, which to some degree requires tokens, but it's not going to require more tokens than what's already required for a troop, I'm pretty sure. I would highly doubt that. Final battle here. Or at least for this palooza anyways. Alright, first palooza completed. Ooh, double glory for the final one with a soul. Pretty good except for the first troop there. Hopefully it'll give us a key instead. Give it a few extra seconds. Is it better to get one Iron Hawk or one Iron Gut? Oh, one Iron Gut for sure. One Iron Hawk doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Iron Hawk's a weird troop where you can't start using it until you have at least 2 copies. Nice. We max rolled one of the glories at least, though we low rolled like everything else. Literally everything but the one glory was low rolled. A little unfortunate, but at least we got the glory. And there's all our Vault keys. I'm not even going to pay attention to pity this time around. Let's go add up our keys, though. It should be pretty quick to see what they are. We made sure to have them on nice solid numbers, so it'd be super easy to know. For example, we're at 24 and 1. Because we started at 0 and 777. So really easy to remember those. Which is why I made sure they were like that last night. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We still haven't done an adventure board and stuff. I guess we'll go do that real quick and then go run another palooza. Yeah, let's go clear out every daily. So first things first. Tower of Doom, you're fully completed, right? Yep, Guild has completed it. We're at floor 26. Guild's still grinding leaderboard. Gosh, Papedos and El Loco went really hard on the event out of nowhere. We're still kind of falling, though, because no one else is doing their battles. Including myself. But hey, we helped scout some. But, oh no, this leaderboard's pretty pointless. Like, all you get is like a small handful more gems. The Dooms are completely pointless. They can be bypassed with a single orb. So no need to really go for it. Like, beyond this point, there isn't really any need to grind any higher. Yeah, it looks like a third of the guild stopped there as well. Anyways, okay, so that's all in order. Did we donate our gold? Just want to make sure everything's in order. Oh yeah, if anyone should join the guild, we still have 1 spot left, by the way. If you could do 2 million plus gold per week, and just participate in all guild-related events, like, you know, all the standard one, PvP, or not PvP, but, you know, Guild Wars, Tower of Doom, all that kind of good stuff. We do still have 1 spot left. And yeah, I already did the gold. Alright, what else do I want to go check? Okay, let's go take out our dailies real quick, because we actually have some good ones. Some purple deeds. Let's go run it down with, I'll use the one-shot team, why not? Does, Gems of War have keyboard options to battle grinding? No. Also, rebinding them could potentially get you banned as well. If you use, like, auto hotkeys or something. Because I'm pretty sure their botting system would pick up on that. But yeah, there's currently no way to really map it to keyboard, unfortunately. I think the only keyboard function you really have is the escape button. It's one of the reasons why using controller plus mouse is pretty useful. Because, mouse, or not mouse, but yeah, what am I trying to say? But mouse plus a controller, counts as a valid input, and you could basically use controller as your mappings for key presses. And just do it like that. Or use a combination of both. But yeah, there's currently no way to hotkey everything off of keyboard. It'd be kind of convenient if they do eventually add that. But as of currently, you cannot. Which I haven't done that in a very long time. Using mouse plus controller. It is slightly quicker for vault events as well. It's just more annoying having to keep track of both. We're already quick enough with mouse only, that's not that big a deal. Like, you can misclick with mouse only, but it's not that much slower. Especially since we naturally just click everywhere automatically without even needing to really worry about it. Like, I could be half looking at the screen, we'll probably hit every input correctly. So you need to get mana quicker. I wish there was a viable way to 50% mana start dragon. I know it exists, but the way to do so is such a clunky troop. At least it does have a 50% though. There are some that just don't. Like Zolgoth is boss only, so it can never have a 50%. Unless they had like a boss 50% troop. Could you imagine how broken that would be? But you never know. They might eventually have enough bosses in the game where they can get away with that. Curious if next patch might just introduce one randomly as well. There have been patches where they just randomly drop like high rarity stuff to the game. The most recent one was, well, Diamantina itself. The 6.7 patch? 6.8? Somewhere's around there. That was the Gem Dragon patch, and, you know, it brought in Diamantina and several other ones. But most notably Diamantina. Oh, top 3? No! Well, you know what time it is. Guess that door time. Let's see. Do I like iced lemon cake? Interesting. I don't think I've ever had that. Though I'm normally pretty careful around, like, pastries and stuff because, I never know if I can have them or not. Because so many things may contain nuts. Let's see. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for... Door of Guessing. Guessing has 2 S's, doesn't it? I just spelled guessing with 1 S. Whoops. 4, 5, or 6. Alright, there we go. Let's see which one it is. Last time it was the exact opposite of whatever the poll said. So we'll see what it is this time. I'll let the votes come in real quick. Then we'll go back to the grind. Actually, while waiting, might as well go and run a couple Dust Devils real quick. Let's go run like a few sets of them. And then we'll go do whatever the poll says. Where on earth is that one? Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's the one I need for palooza. This is the one I need for grinding. Alright, poll looks a little bit more even this time. You thought I'd home bake it? Well, I don't bake too often. Generally, if my mom makes it, I generally don't bake. Like, I don't mind cooking some things occasionally. But I generally don't make, like, pastries and stuff like that. Like, anything in that kind of category of food. How do you get Diamond Tina and the Gem Dragons? They're all from Soulforge. You get them with Dragonite, which you get for doing Perfect Dungeons, which is what we're playing Guess the Door for right now. But you get them from Perfect Dungeons or from spending 300 gems per day for 60 Dragonite. And there's also a few other ways to get them, like if you grind Vault events, you have a chance of getting some Dragonite from the Dragonite Gnome. He's pretty rare, but he does show up occasionally. But basically, you just use your Dragonite to try to get Dragon Eggs. And then once you have all 6 of the Gem Dragons, you can get yourself a Diamantina. It's a pretty long process. It took us like 6 months, so we went like slightly over triple drop rate for one of the colors we needed, which was very unfortunate. Yeah, I've had lemon cake before. I feel like one issue with lemon cake is if it's too lemony. I feel like carrot cake has like the same issue. Or sometimes it's too much of the flavor and then it kind of like ruins the whole cake. Because lemon's a very strong flavor, but very light lemon cake is actually pretty good. Anyways, let's see, what's the poll at right now? Also, do we need this pet? I don't think we do. We do not. Always want to check though, you never know. Alright, so what's the door for today? What's currently winning the poll? Currently 5 is winning by a lot, and 4 and 6 are trailing behind. Fine, we'll pick 5. I was gonna pick the opposite, but since 2 are losing, we'll have to go with the 5 right here. No! It was 4. Ah, it was 4! Ah, unfortunate. There we go. Anyways, what do we got now? What are we affected with? Death Mark. We'll ignore it. What's the worst that can happen? Zolgoth's immune, so all that can happen is everything around him dying. Oh, you have fireproof, don't you? That's a slight issue right now, isn't it? Oh, that's not enough damage because you don't have Enrage. Whoops. Oh, there we go. We used up the Enrage on the other kill. Alright, Bone Dragon we definitely want to take out first. Otherwise, we just kind of hit anything. You know what? I see the extra turn red there, but I'm just going to go for the double red so we get more mana from it. Because if we take it for a 4, we can't get a Surge. Oh, I could have taken the red there for 5 times green. Not too big a deal, though. But it could have been a recast on Leprechaun. Oh, there goes the whole team, but... as long as Zolgoth is still in there, we should be fine. Unfortunately, nowhere's near full mana there. I want to take this so we can get the purple. There's actually no way to do so. So I guess I just have to poke him. He life steals the incorrect one, which is great for us. Oh, why did I do that? That still allows him to get the skull. No! Oh, we can't solo Leprechaun that. He has too much HP value. Oh, I shouldn't have taken that. I gave him a guarantee skull. If I took it the other way, he would have had no skull option. Whoops. Alright, hopefully our whole team does not immediately die to Death Mark this time. That'd be great. Oh, they're doing it again. I'm gonna kill that so it can't possibly cheese us with infinite life. We'll take this final one here. Oh, don't get your summon. No, don't do it. No! Well, he still got it, but at least he didn't 4-time summon. It's not as bad. And let's match. Alright, back to Paloozas. Back to the Palooza grind. And we'll grab the other trap, because why not? Web. Good thing we didn't have to deal with that. That one actually would have been annoying. There we go. Anyways, okay. I think we have done every daily now. Let's go back to the Vault grinds. Yeah, we can still spend our... Come on, give us something to spend our points on. We got 101. We had nothing to spend it on. I'm actually surprised there's not one for like 50 or something. I think there is behind one of these. I think underneath this pet food one, there's one that costs like 50 or 100. But you have to buy like the initial pet food one first, which we never do. Anyways, let's go and run on the palooza. Before we do, I guess make sure our team is set correctly to the quick kill one. And be good to go. Saves a couple seconds of us having to switch it when the palooza's ticking down. Not too big a deal, but the amount of time it would waste is almost an entire battle. So it adds up. Alright, there we go. Round 2. Let's see what we get here. We're gonna run at least 4 of them tonight. Actually, after this one, we'll go hand out a code as well. We'll hand out first code after this palooza. And we'll have another one in a little bit. Well, cookies are quite a bit different than cake. Like, cake is way more involved than cookies. Like, way, way more involved. Especially multi-layered cake. Whereas cookies, pretty much, once you've done the batter and everything, like, you just make your shapes and you're good to go. There isn't much extra you have to do beyond that point. Cookies are also pretty hard to, like, mess up after that point. Like, the worst you can do is, like, overbake them. It's pretty obvious when they're ready. Oh, that is true. That's one thing I never bothered really doing. But yeah, theoretically, it would make sense if you haven't found a trap to open them as you keep getting them. So if you do find a trap later, you don't have to deal with it. I always just open them all after. But it would be slightly quicker if you open them as soon as you find them. Just so you don't have to deal with the trap if you do find one later. But the inverse could also be true if you find the buff, because the buff can actually help you. Though the buff's benefit is generally way smaller than the amount of negative you get from the debuff. But sometimes the buff is actually good. I believe one of the days you can get enchant. Some of the days you can get like bless. Stuff like that, which could be kind of helpful. That reminds me, that's something I still need to go get for the trip. I already have like a brand new EpiPen ready to go. That I got like a couple months ago. I still never use. Well, hopefully I'll never need to use it, but you know what I mean. But never used as in it's literally still in its like pharmacy casing. Like, you know the bag that you get whenever you get something from a pharmacy? Like that white bag with like red text and whatever else? That's like branded for all the pharmacy stuff. I still have it like wrapped in that. It is that new. I haven't even taken it out of the case. Using it for this trip. Because I've still been kind of just carrying around the previous one I had. These are generally good for about a year. Sometimes a little bit more. And the other one's like a year and a half old, but time to finally open up the other one for the trip. But one thing I forgot to do is I still need to go get a bunch of stuff to bring with me. Because you always need to bring those like those smaller dosage ones. Because one thing I sometimes forget is like for whatever reason on airports, they have like a liquid minimum. Because they think you're going to like bring a bomb or something, which makes no sense why they even still check for stuff like that. But there's like a liquid minimum. And for something like an EpiPen, it doesn't matter because it's something medical related. But you know, for like shampoo and soap and mouthwash and all that kind of stuff. And toothpaste, well, you can't actually bring a whole thing of toothpaste. Last I recall, if you bring like a standard size tube of toothpaste, it is beyond the limit of like how much you can bring. So you have to bring those like really small like travel size ones that last for like a week. Because a full tube is too much paste in it. And they consider it as like a liquid. So you can never bring like the whole things with you. I need to go to like a corner store and just buy like a billion random things. Luckily the pharmacy by me has like a lot of those like travel sized ones. They're a little pricey, but for like 10 bucks you'll get like every single thing you'll need for a week. Which overall I guess isn't that bad. Still a little pricey though. You finally got Bane of Mercy? Nice, congrats. Yeah, she's a really fun one. They've been adding a lot of really good empowers to Gems of War lately. Like empower converters. There was her, the two main ones we got this year in that regard is Bane of Mercy. That has the 4x curse, turn 1. Combined with attacking, which is great with Iron Gut and a few other things. While also doing yellow to purple, that shows it right there. But the other one that was really good is that one that converts, what was it, red to green? And feeds green back into itself while doing Green Storm. I forget her name. But she's really, really good as well. I don't feel like I've used her that much since her event week. But she's very, very strong. Particularly for Green Guild War, but also in just any other context. Which is surprising, because I don't think I've actually ran her for Green Guild War yet. I think I did on the week, or you know, the Guild War after she came out. But I haven't actually used her since then. I might need to bring her back out. Because I think I replaced the team for a Wand team and then never used her again. In all fairness, I think we've only had two Guild Wars since then. The one where we used her and the one where we used Wand instead. But we could technically use both. We could put Wand and her and like 2 other things into a team. That would work out pretty well. Yeah, Bane of Mercy with Lord of Slaughter is pretty good. Because it actually curses him so he can land the Death Marks. While Lord of Slaughter generally isn't used primarily for his Death Marks, he does get a Death Mark or 2 for free. He's one of the few troops where the Death Mark is just an add-on rather than being required. Because a lot of Death Marking troops, they require their Death Mark to proc to be even remotely useful. Whereas even without Death Mark, Lord of Slaughter is already insane. But sometimes he just gets a free kill from it. And Curse allows him to apply those Death Marks consistently. While also just getting a kill or 2 just from his ability itself. Hey, an Epic Volkey. We don't have been getting that many of them. I think it's like the second one we've gotten so far tonight. Doing kind of bad on them. Well, they're out there somewhere. Hey, there's a Curse Gnome. I remember when those currencies were useful? One singular Curse Shard. So few. Since we're mostly made of water, should we not be allowed on planes? Hello, Yacho Morph, welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Now that Wand is out, you wonder if 3 times Lord of Slaughter is viable. No, I don't think you can ever get away with more than 2. Because you would need something to offset his really high mana cost. Lord of Slaughter's mana cost is really, really high. And while he gets quite a bit of his mana back because of all the explodes, having 2 of them would just completely mana block the other. Like, the main reason you would run 2 is not necessarily for his ability, to have, like, 2 of his ability, but more so to have 2 of his final trait, where he has 100% true damage. So in case the first one dies, you still have it. Because there are some teams where you can get rid of, away with, like, Lord of Slaughter, something, something. But you would be doing it more so for the final trait rather than the, ability. Because it would just be way too hard to mana accumulate for that. Oh, thank you for liking the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And we'll be doing this all weekend. Well, maybe not all weekend, but you know. Today, tomorrow nights, Sunday nights. Normal time. Probably a little bit longer as far as streams. Because we're probably going for about another hour. And we'll hand out a code after this palooza. I want to do at least 2 more of these, if not more. Because our goal is to bare minimum hit 300 Vault Keys this weekend. The ideal goal is to hit 500. And I should have a bit more time tomorrow and Sunday throughout the day to grind for paloozas. And then we can spend more time actually, you know, paloozing during the stream rather than hunting them down. We'll probably still do a little bit of a combination of both. Because while you're hunting for paloozas, it is so slow to get keys. Because the main payout is when you actually do the palooza themselves. Like what we're doing right now. So I feel like we're doing really average on Vault Keys this time. The first one was a bit higher just because, you know, that was some of the Vault Keys throughout the day. Which kind of bolstered those numbers. We're only averaging like 1 epic Vault Key, and I'm pretty sure we're only going to get up to like 41 here, which means we would have hit like, what, 16, 17? That would be 17 then. Which is particularly low. Ideally, you want to be hitting about 20 Vault Keys and 2 epic Vault Keys per palooza. Roughly, give or take a little. At least when you're using this team. With the Rowain build, obviously, is a little bit slower. But with a super quick kill team, that's around how many you get. Can't wait to open all the Vault Keys to get 40 Cedrics. I know, right? I'm holding off on opening any of the Vault Keys until 7.0, just in case they change something with the Vault drop table. I highly doubt it, but, you know, they might add some kind of new currency, and that new currency might be in Vault Keys. So I would advise hoarding them just in case, because I highly doubt they're nerfing Vault Keys. And whatever's new might be in the drop table for them. Because otherwise they would have to add a new mode to add a new currency somewheres. Otherwise they have to put... Oh, nice, an epic Vault Key there. Otherwise they'd have to put in already existing locations. And one of those locations could be Vault Keys. Wow, another epic Vault Key back to back. Can we get to triple back to back to back? No triple. Well, we got a key, just not the right key. We got an event key in there. That is a key, though not the key we were looking for. Oh, so this guy looks like he is about to go play Yu-Gi-Oh! That one card guy from that faction. Yeah, I think we can squeeze 2 more in there. If we click quick enough. Who, the Broker of Greed troop? Yeah. That one. Let's hope we get lucky here. Come on, 4 glory troops. Okay, that's kind of bad. Got a glory and a soul. The other 2 not as desirable. Give it a few extra seconds. Ugh. Oy. Alright. Swipe them all up. Let's go hand out a code. And, nope, we got, well, gosh, we got, like, nothing there. Unfortunate. But more than we would have gotten. Hey, tribute's ready. Grab the good old tribute. And let's go, do our tally. Actually, before we do our tally, let's go hand out a code. Then we'll figure out the tally. Oh, wow, we actually got 24 again. Luckily, the tally is very quick to figure out. Just look at it and it already shows it. Oh, I just realized, let me hand out a Sharky code. I almost just hand out a standard code. But yeah, this is Shark Month. Let's go hand out the good old Sharky. Here you guys go. Enjoy. And we'll have another one in a little bit. Alright, there you guys go. Okay, so, what is that? We're at 48, which is obviously the Volkey number is going to be super easy to figure out. It's literally whatever the number says. And Epic Volkey is at 4. Nice. Yeah, that double came through. Because we got the 1 and then we got a double a little bit later down the line. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And that brought us back to at drop rate then. Nice. Okay. We're doing good there. Alright, let's go do a little bit of Explore 1ing real quick. And hopefully we'll just get a quick verse 3. And if not, we'll just go back to doing paloozas. Ideally I want to go until we get a verse 3, but I'm not going to keep staying here until we do. If anything else, maybe we'll stay here until we get our hero level. Just to get it out of the way. Because otherwise, at least about 1 battle worth of time if we get the level up during the palooza. So that'll be our goal then. Let's go get a hero level and then we'll go back to palooza. And hopefully we'll get a verse 3 or 2 along the way. Not verse 2, but you know, a verse 3 or 2 of verse 3s. You're having luck in Volpacia. Yeah, there's always a joke during palooza events. Or like some places having more luck than others. But they should all be weighted evenly. It's purely coincidences if any location is getting better luck. Yeah, our lowest verse was originally verse 3. Then it was verse 2 for the longest time. And more recently, within the last year or so, it has been verse 3 for some reason. And somehow our verse 2, that was the lowest for the longest time, is nearly our highest now. It's really weird how the drops work. And verse 3 is quite a bit behind compared to my others right now. I think it's like 20 or 30 below my next highest. Hey, nice! We got verse 3, huge. Oh, there's one palooza right there. See if we can get another. We're gonna keep going until we get a level up. Just so it doesn't block our palooza. And then we're probably gonna run 2 more paloozas then. And then go hand out a code. And then maybe we'll do 1 more palooza after that then. That means we would have gotten in, what, 5 paloozas? Oh yeah, let's keep track of a palooza's tracker. P. P is currently at 2. What does P stand for? Lester knows, no. Stands for palooza. Also, hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Also, hello, Kroot. Welcome, welcome. Can I say a few words in French? Bonjour. No, I don't know French that well. I do actually have a few friends that speak fluent French, but I never bothered learning. Actually, one of my friends from Chicago, I see, speaks French as well. This is his first language. But no, I don't know, like, any French. Like, at all. Everyone knows French kissing. Not the verse I need. What one is that? 1? Yeah, that one's 1. Not sure why. I always forget what his icon looks like. Yellow food or diamonds? I'm not sure why they want so much for those diamonds. 6.5 gems per diamond is so high. When you can easily just get it from the daily for like 2 gems per thing. I'll catch you later, Kurt. Good luck on the vault grinds. Oh yeah, it's probably pretty late in that Europe area then. It's probably like, what, 2 a.m. right now? Yeah, good night. You studied French for 6 years. The only studying I ever had was a little bit of Spanish here and there, but I never really picked up on much. And I mispronounce things very badly, as I do in English. So that didn't really help much. And I did take American Sign Language at one point, during college. But I quickly learned that my vision is too bad to do sign language. Like, I was able to keep up slightly, but my vision's just too bad to do such a visual language like that. Oh, is that the only move on the board there? Oh, so this level's taking a little bit longer than expected, though. I guess it makes sense. Though next week we're going to have 100% extra EXP bonus, so hopefully we'll be able to utilize that some. Though I'm going to be away, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to utilize it, but who knows. Maybe one day I'll be a little bit more free. Because I'll probably be busy most days. Actually, one of the days I should still be meeting up with Isabel. As long as your schedule's still free. Because I think we're doing that on, what, the 21st while I'm down? That's actually a week from today. Yeah, I get to see Isabel 1 week from today. Probably just gonna grab lunch or something. Oh, did I say the 22nd? Okay, well, 1 week and 1 day from today. Yeah, 22nd works as well. Hello, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. Would this be the first time me and Isabel meet in person? Yes. The only other person I've ever met from the channel is Defiant when I was up in Chicago. I don't think he lives there anymore. He ended up moving like a year or 2 ago. So it's kind of good that I met him then, because otherwise I would not have been able to see him. Because where he ended up moving to, I never really go to. Because it's on like the western side of the United States. And oddly enough, I don't think I've ever been on the west side of the United States yet. The most west I've been in the United States so far has been Chicago. Which is not that far west. It's still considered eastward. But, I haven't really gone that west in the United States. I've mostly just been up and down the East Coast. As south as Florida and as north as Toronto, Canada. But never really, like, out of that time zone, for the most part. Very few exceptions. Which is always really annoying whenever I do leave the time zone, because it throws me off like crazy. That time shifts by like an hour or multiple hours. Actually, I've never had it shift by multiple hours now that I think about it. It's only ever shifted by an hour, but even that's confusing enough. Lucian. Lucian's dissing Lester. I don't know, Lester definitely has a really crude sense of humor. I don't mind it, though. Though we do keep things very PG. Though he very much does not. I never ban anyone from chat, though. Well, people are free to say whatever they want. The only people we've ever banned are bots or people like spamming or like mass advertising or something. But yeah, it's fun meeting up with people on occasion. Because I know, like, very few people in real life these days. Like, almost, like, 98% of my friends are all online these days. Or online friends that I eventually made, you know, met up with and then became, like, you know, in-person friends. I feel like, in general, that's the case for most people these days, just because everything's, like, so online and everything. Because I still know, like, almost no one in my area. Even when I was in, like, high school in this area, I still know almost no one in the area. Also, I just realized we already got the level ages ago, didn't we? Oh, there's another verse 3. We got 2 of them. Well, there's the 2 verse 3s we need for our paloozas. That's convenient. That is super convenient. We just farmed both of them that we need. We're right back at 9. This is exactly where we started at the beginning of the stream. That's very convenient. Great to see. Anyways, let's go run some more. Let me make sure I'm on the right team, though, before I do that. Let's see. Go for this one. Hello, Glorfindel. Welcome, welcome. 2 a.m. by you. Yeah, Europe time, that's the only problem with the time I normally stream. It's really bad for, like, Europe-based times. But glad you can make it. Hope the grind's been going well. Hope you have a good night. Alright, let's go run our paloozas. Let's see. Let's go run 2 more, hand out a code, and then probably run 1 more to end out with or something like that. Let's see. Oops, I misclicked. I was trying to hit the timer button. And in doing so, misclicked every button. Oh, so hello, Ginky. Hope everything's been going well. Also, I couldn't catch your stream earlier, but apparently you did stream because I saw like 1 billion codes in my bin earlier. So hope your stream went well. I assume you went for the vault grinds. Hopefully you got a bunch of good loot. Hopefully if you do it again, I might be able to catch it. Though the stream time is a little bit hard for me to catch a lot of times, but if I'm up, I'll definitely check it out. Similar to how my stream time is really bad for Europe time. Because I'm very rarely up early in the morning these days. Some days I am. I generally sleep in most days these days. Lester was being Lester. That sounds about right. Oh, you reached level 2,100 today. Yeah, I saw you post that, but then didn't read it. I'm not sure how. I saw that you posted the number 2,100, but I didn't read the rest of the context because I got distracted by something else. But huge congrats, Tyrion. Very, very nice. Great milestone to have. We'll reach level 2,000 by 2025, hopefully. At some point. Maybe earlier if they change the XP curve or more ways to get XP. But slowly but surely, we shall get there. What are we right now? We just gained a level, and I already forgot what level we are. It tells me on this page. We're level 1,834. So we still have another 166 levels to go. Or sorry, 156. Because you'd have to carry the one. Oh no, I was right the first time. 166. I already carried the one automatically. But yeah, 166 more levels until we hit level 2,000. Still got a ways to... Actually, we still got a ways to go. My streams are normally accompanying to your morning. Well, that's great. Glad to hear. Or your morning coffee. I've been trying to stay away from caffeine lately. I have actually been making it my goal this year to not have any soda. And so far, I'm 7 months in without any soda. I might cheat when I go to New Jersey just once or twice, though. Like when I'm out with my dad or something. But, aside from that, we're gonna go the whole year with no soda. Which is not the same as no caffeine, because I do drink some teas with caffeine occasionally. I've been trying to minimize it. Because we went 1 year with no fast food. We're kind of going this year with no soda. I'm not sure if we'll ever do a year with no caffeine. That would be, like, torture. I drink too much tea to, like, never have caffeine in a year. Because that's like my go-to non-water drink a lot of times, is tea. Isn't root beer considered a soda? Yes, it is. Though, while I'm on my trip, I'm going to pretend it's not. Because I'm probably going to have root beer when I go to the sawmill. That's normally what I order with the pizza. A thing of root beer with the pizza. So that'll be like the one time I cheat all year. Yeah, I really like root beer. Out of any soda, it's still among one of my favorite. Coffee is your lifeblood. I haven't had coffee in like 5+ years. I'm not sure why. I just cannot stand the taste of any coffee. I've tried so many different coffees and coffee flavored things, and every single one of them tastes awful. At least to me, anyways. And I like tea too much anyway, so I just go for tea. I'm not pretty picky when it comes to tea either. Pretty much all of them taste pretty good. Though green tea with honey is pretty nice. It's gonna feel weird having soda later this month. Just to cheat like once or twice when I'm away. I almost forget what it even tastes like. I just realized, isn't this the first, Wait, how on earth is this the first, Dragonite gnome we've seen all day. We've been going for like an hour. This is our, third palooza. And that is the first, Dragonite gnome we've seen off stream. Kind of surprised because when you're running paloozas, you generally find like 1 or 2 of them per palooza. And it's taken us 3 to find 1. And I know for sure because he will survive the 20 damage hit. Like even on rare, he survived with 1 HP. Like he always survives the damage. Which means that is definitely the first one we've seen. So we're doing really good on Epic Volkeys this cycle. But I do have to say, when it comes to root beer, I'm not sure why, but it tastes so much better in those bottles that they have. Like those glass bottles that keep it nice and cold all around. Like, there's a big difference between having like root beer from a can and root beer from like a proper glass bottle. I feel like Coca-Cola's like that quite a bit as well. Or it's just not the same. Also, basic Coca-Cola tastes like so weird to me compared to some of the different flavors that they have. Like, they have so many good flavors. And it's just so weird that the default is just kind of bland in comparison. Like, it's not bad, but you know. Like, after trying like all the alternative flavors they have, like cream, cherry, stuff like that, they're just all better than default. Which makes the default kind of taste weird comparatively. Or at least like slightly worse. Not that that's bad, but you know. The alternative is better. I also find it funny because whenever I go out, even before I was not drinking soda, or, you know, not trying to for a year, I would always just order water whenever I go out to places. Because it's free pretty much everywhere. Because of some kind of law or something. So, you can just get free water. It saves you a few bucks. Because they charge a lot for drinks these days. Like, the average restaurant charges, like, on average, at least $3 for a drink. If you just get water, that is a 0. You can just put that towards the tip or just the meal or something. I said hello, Anthony. Welcome, welcome. Interesting. What's birch beer? I don't drink anything alcoholic, so I have no clue if it is or isn't. Because root beer, of course, is not alcoholic. It's basically sugar combined with sugar, combined with sugar, combined with carbonated water, combined with sugar. And then served in a drink-like fashion. Like, I'm pretty sure root beer is literally 80% sugar. It's basically just liquid sugar. Though in all fairness, almost every soda is. I need to look into it at some point. I've never seen it anywheres, though. Yeah, the only thing I'm cheating on this year, though, is going to be when I go on this vacation. And the rest of the year, I'm back to no soda. Because I have to do it when I go to the sawmill. It's like tradition going there. Getting a pitcher of root beer. Like a whole thing of cheese fries. Get like half a pizza, a whole pizza, or a couple slices. It's a fun experience. I've been doing it since I've been like a few years old. Because that place has been open for a very, very long time. Back when it was just basically a shack. And now it has bought out literally every piece of land around it. Oh, I don't think I would like ginger beer. I've never been a big fan of the ginger taste. It's like too powerful for me. Because I've had like ginger soy sauces and ginger a few other things before. And they're not awful, but I don't know. The taste is just kind of weird to me. Yeah, ginger ale tastes nothing like ginger. Like, I actually like the taste of ginger ale. Because there's a huge difference between ginger ale and actual ginger. Like, actual ginger I don't like the taste of. Like, I'm not sure what's in ginger ale, but it's definitely not, like, the normal taste of ginger. Please click. Please, at some point, click. There we go. That's probably why. I've probably never had ginger ale that's had actual real ginger in it. Because I know for sure I don't like the taste of ginger. But I do like the taste of ginger ale, which would explain why. Why is it called ginger ale then? I always just consider ginger ale better tasting Sprite. I'm not sure why, but Sprite to me just tastes like water with like lemon and lime flavor in it. Like, it has such a weird taste to me. Like, it almost has like a soap tasting taste. Like, not exactly, but you know, like it's hard to describe, but if you've had it before, probably know what I mean. Alright, we got double glory here for the final fight. Not too bad. Do I like root beer floats? Yes. There's actually a place in New Jersey that I think is still open that I normally go to. We probably won't go there, though, because it's way out of our way. Like, the amount of time it would take to go there is just way too long. But yeah, I do like root beer floats. They're pretty nice. I always have to be careful what ice cream they use, though, because, of course, may contain nuts. Ah, there we go. We got neutral glories and a key in there. Not too bad. But root beer floats are pretty nice. Nice vanilla ice cream and a root beer. I've done it with other sodas at home before as well. Just with vanilla bean ice cream combined with, like, various sodas. Dr. Pepper is surprisingly good for it, oddly enough. Because it has, like, that, like, the slight cherry taste that Dr. Pepper has. Combined with, vanilla bean ice cream's actually pretty good. Alright, there's the redeem code. Oh, wait, yeah, this was from the Sharky we handed out earlier. We'll hand out another one after this next palooza. And here is, what was this for? Oh, yeah, just gaining a level. Standard level up bonus. Even when, the 1000 plus got into the game, that was considered barely any loot. These days, that is, like, super no loot. An event key and 100 glory. I guess it's better than nothing, but still. It's so small. Especially for how long a level takes this range. Anyways, let's go and run another palooza. Before we do, let's go update our number. So it's 3 paloozas. And we should be able to update these very quickly just by looking at this. So if we look over at this, we could see that we're at 10. Let's see. Wow, 10? Whoa, that means we got 6 paloozas? I mean, 6 epic Volkies? Wow. I knew we got a couple in there. That was a lot. And we got 22. Wow, we're doing really good on keys. And that's at 70. 3 paloozas in and we're at 70-10. That is really good. Alright, anyways, let's go run another. Did we run 4 paloozas and I'm just going crazy? Because why does it look like our output is so high? Let's go run another palooza. I'm pretty sure this is our 4th. Is this our 5th? Did I lose track already? It can't be. This can't be our 5th. Though it could be our 4th. Wait, have we done 4? I don't know. Let's just leave it at 3. It's fine. Let's see. I'm already losing track. Alright, let's go run another palooza, then we'll hand out a code, and then figure out what we do from there. We're already set up for it, so let's just get right into it. Take a palooza. Yeah, we have to be, because we opened 2, then we got back to 9, then we opened 2, which, you know, this would be our 2nd one right now. So yeah, this would be our 4th right now. So yeah, we just did really, really absurdly good on that one for some reason. Not sure what happened there, but we got absurdly lucky. Yeah, Dr. Pepper is definitely better colder. Oh, in all fairness, almost every drink in existence is... Well, maybe not every drink, but you know. Like, a lot of things in the soda category are better colder. Can't think of anything under the soda category that's better at, like, room temperature or, like, warmer than that. Is coffee better hot or cold? I would assume hot would win. Because most people make it hot. Because the problem with it cold, even though I don't drink coffee, is a lot of times you put ice in it. And unless you're making ice cubes, like, literally out of coffee, which is really hard to do, or, like, some kind of other substance that's similar to it, it's going to dilute it with a watery taste. And eventually you just water down your coffee. Because for other things, you could just put the liquid and make the ice cubes out of the liquid. Like, if you want cold orange juice, you can literally just make ice cubes out of orange juice, and then when it melts, you're just melting orange juice primarily into it. Like, you're still getting some water into it, but it's primarily melting more orange juice back into the orange juice. So the consistency of how much of the liquid you have is more towards the substance rather than water. And you can do that with sodas and stuff, too. Make ice cubes out of soda, and then, you know, it's less diluted. It still gets slightly diluted from it, but not as much. Epic Volkey already, great to see. Love to see it. Also, we'll hand out a code after this palooza, by the way. Now I'll probably run like one more and then call it a night after that one. So I'll still be here for like another half an hour then. That seems like about how much we're going to be going each night. Go for like 2-ish hours or so. And hopefully throughout the day tomorrow and Sunday I'll have a little bit more free time throughout the day to get paloozas. So we can spend more of the stream just running paloozas. I'll probably still throw a little bit of verse grind in there just to split it up a little. Also give a break from clicking so quickly. Like, you still click quickly during a verse farming, but, you know, they're not on a timer. Yeah, some coffees are kind of complex. Though what's kind of weird is I don't believe you need like a... Like, I don't think you need like a bartender's license like you do for coffee. Which is kind of weird because both of them are quite complex to prep. But I guess because it uses alcohol, you need a thing you know, you need the credentials for for an alcoholic product. I'm kind of surprised they don't have similar for coffee though, because caffeine basically is a drug. It's essentially just a legalized drug. Similar to how alcohol is. You don't need specific credentials to do coffee, but you do for serving alcohol. I only pay attention when chat involves food. I still pay attention to other things. I just don't always read out every single thing that's posted into chat. But yes, this stream has gotten quite food specific. Not sure how. That tends to happen the longer we stream. Topic of food is more likely to come up at some point. I'm not even that hungry right now. I'm kind of thirsty, though. I can't drink water until 10 more minutes from now. Hey, another Dragonite gnome, which isn't actually a good thing. Luckily, that one died pretty quick, though. Oh, wow, 9 Dragonite. That's not too bad. That would have been one of his higher rolls, then, if he dropped us 9 with the reduced amount. That would have been close to, like, 50, if not more. Am I allergic to coconuts? No, I'm not allergic to coconut. I hate the taste of coconut, though. Like, the worst thing that has ever been invented is coconut shrimp. You basically take a shrimp and make it as worse as possible. And that's coconut shrimp in a nutshell. Like, I have like, a vendetta against coconut shrimp for, like, apparently no reason. Because a lot of coconut shrimp look like breaded shrimp. But then when you bite into it, you're met with, like, the worst taste you've ever tasted. Because it looks exactly like breaded shrimp. Most coconut shrimps. Because they have, like, that brownish, like, almost, like, breadish texture around them. But it's really just the sear that's on the coconut that's on it. Let's test it. You wish 7.0 update would remove Demon Genie. Oh yeah, I wish that would happen too. Yeah, that is funny. I actually missed over your comment. I think the reason is I prioritize question marks in chat. So sometimes I'll skip a comment or two if I see a question mark. And then immediately read the question mark one. Then by the time I answer the question, anything above the question mark, I don't see anymore because the chat already moved enough times. I don't see the previous comment. Shrimp flavored coconut. Will I read it if you put a question mark in it? Probably. It's not even a question. Oh, yes, it actually is. Never mind. But honestly, it would probably make me more likely to read anything if it has a question mark on it. Not sure why. You're surprised that Lester never asked if we're allergic to these nuts? Gosh. Isn't that an old meme at this point? The "these nuts" meme? Do anyone even still say that these days? I'm not sure what the modern equivalence of it is. But there's no way kids still say that these days. I'm not sure what they say, I don't understand. Like, I'm barely, like, not even a kid anymore. And I am already, like, as if I'm, like, 70 as far as how little I understand of the younger generation. I thought it would take me at least to, like, my 40s or something. But I'm not even in my 30s yet, and I don't even understand, like, an average 13-year-old these days. And all their lingo. Oh, does Taco Bell not have nacho fries anymore? Yeah, I absolutely love them. If I would have known that, I would have went to Taco Bell again. I wish they would just keep that as a permanent product. Because I literally do not go to Taco Bell unless they have nacho fries. Like, there's other reasons to go to Taco Bell. But you're missing out on, like, half the value of going to Taco Bell if they don't have nacho fries, so... There's just no point unless they have nacho fries. Oh yeah, garlic shrimp is really good. There's a lot of ways to do it up as well. Garlic's just a good ingredient in general. Yeah, nacho fries is probably the only rotating item that any fast food place has that I actually like. I can't think of a single other fast food place that has a limited time offer item that I actually would go there because they have that item. What about strawberry frosty? Well, you could just buy, like, strawberry ice cream. So I don't mind there not being strawberry frosties. I guess not enough to get me into Wendy's. The only thing that gets me into Wendy's is when they send me, like, a coupon slip into my mailbox. Because honestly, they have insane coupons. Like, I got one from Burger King the other day. And their coupons look like full price, like, listings for their things. And then you see Wendy's, it's like, hey, here's a free item for spending, like, $1 here. Here's, like, a whole buy one, get one free. And other things like that. Like, you can spend a few bucks there and get, like, $10 worth of food. Like, they have some really solid coupons. Yeah, I don't use coupons too often. But whenever there's, like, an insanely good one, I tend to go for them. Like, I don't generally use them when I'm, like, grocery shopping or anything like that. If there's ever, like, a really good one for a fast food place or something, I'll generally utilize it if I'm just in the area. It's basically just like a free lunch, essentially. With how much some of them save you money-wise. We're almost at the end of this palooza cycle. Then we'll hand out one more code. No, I'll probably run one last palooza then. Ooh. If I needed curse runes, that'd be a perfect room to stop on. Triple glory into a curse? That is some really juicy loot. It's not worth waiting a whole minute for, though. It would be if you still needed curse runes, but we're past that point. I haven't gone to Burger King or anything else like that for a while. Yeah, it is pretty bad for you. Well, you know, it's convenient sometimes. I don't eat them too often. And I did go an entire year, a couple years ago, without eating at any of them. Like any fast food of any kind at any place. Not even like takeout or anything. But, I don't know, I still eat at fast food places occasionally. A lot less compared to when I took a year off from eating it. Because that definitely made me eat it a lot less. But I still pick it up on occasion. Oh, very rarely. Like, the last time I had fast food was probably a month ago? Can't even remember which one it would have been, but I'm pretty sure about a month ago. Oh, actually, you know what? I did get, the Domino's dip. They have an insanely good cheese dip I've been addicted to. If you don't count that, I think it's been about a month or two. But if you do count that, yeah, I think I picked that up, like, the other week. Because, not Taco Bell, what did that place I say? Domino's has a, like, 5 cheese dip thing. With, like, those garlic nuts. And gosh, I am so addicted to that dip. I probably picked it up, like, every single month since they've had it, if not multiple times a month. I picked it up, like, once a month, pretty much, since they've had that item. It's so good. And you can just eat it with anything. Like, you can make a sandwich with it, or whatever else. Because I generally don't even get pizza from there anymore. I just only buy their 5 cheese dip. It's so good. Also, hello, Dragor. Welcome, welcome. Anyways, here you guys go. Because their pizza is, like, horrible. But, yeah, their 5 cheese dip's actually not bad. They've been trying to advertise themselves a lot more lately as, like a, I'm not sure what you'd really call it. But less as a pizza place and more as like a, hey, we have like all this cool food kind of place. And, yeah, their cheese dip's actually good. Anyways, let's see. Let's go run one last palooza, I guess. And we'll end it there. Before I do, though, I need to take a sip of water. And as Isabel mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Your son's birthday's tomorrow, and for his birthday dinner, he wants a hamburger and fries from Five Guys. Nice. Actually, one time for my birthday, it was kind of funny. But I actually went to a Waffle House. Because it ended up opening recently. Like, it literally just opened. And I've never been to a Waffle House before. So I was like, oh, let's go to a Waffle House. But yeah, every stereotype about Waffle House is correct. It was a fun experience. And it was nice to see the place before it was ran down into the ground. Like all of them generally are after like a few years. Because that place now, like a decade later, looks nothing like what it was back then. When it was brand new built. Though in all fairness, all places would kind of be like that to some degree. But anyways, let's go around one last palooza and we'll call it there. Let's see. Let's go for here. And hopefully we'll be able to farm a bunch more paloozas off stream. Also, I just realized I didn't update the number. But we'll do that all the way at the end, I guess. So now that I think about it, have I even ever ate at Five Guys? If I'm not mistaken, they use peanut oil for their fries, so I don't think I've ever eaten there. Same reason why I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A. Because they use peanut oil for a lot of their products. So I've never actually once ate at a Chick-fil-A. Which has somewhat limited my chicken places, because people mention that Chick-fil-A is pretty good for chicken. I don't know, I normally just go to KFC if I want to go for like fast food chicken. Even then, I very rarely do. I think the last time I had KFC was like 9 months ago or something. It's been almost a year. KFC has gotten so expensive. Like compared to a decade or two back. Because I very rarely go out to KFC. And I feel like every single time I go to KFC, the prices have increased by like 10 to 20% compared to the last time I ate at KFC. Because I normally don't go to KFC until like maybe like once a year or something like that. So inflation normally hits enough that every single time I go to KFC, their prices are increased. So I don't think I've ever went to a KFC where the prices weren't higher than the previous time I went to the KFC. Just keeps going up. Chick-fil-A is tasty, but way too expensive, is it? I know KFC is too. Maybe it's just all chicken places are like that. Because I know KFC has that issue. They're way too expensive these days for what they offer. Like, it's good, but it's so expensive. I just realized we just got 4 soul gnomes there. That's a lot of soul. That's not too bad of a one to end on. Glory gnomes are better, but souls are used for elite levels and stuff. So they're still kind of useful. Glory gnome's still the best overall value gnome, though. Yeah, there was one place I ate at that was way too greasy in New Jersey. I cannot remember the place that it was called. I would eat there occasionally during college because it was so close. Oh gosh, I cannot remember what it's called. There wasn't too many of it. It was like a smaller chain. I wish I could remember their name. But it was kind of like one of those burger places, you know, that does all those kind of things. It was decent, but it was way too greasy. And I cannot remember the place and the name. Oh, Checkers. I think it was called Checkers. I almost want to Google it to double check. But yeah, I just remembered because of the pattern on the thing. I think it's literally called Checkers. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever heard of it before. I'm not sure how mainstream it is. Or if it's mostly just like a northern thing or something. Because I don't see a single one here in the south. Instead, we have things like Hardee's or whatever it's called. Or whatever the other name of Hardee's is called. But yeah, it was a place called Checkers. And it was good, but gosh, it was way too greasy. Like, you don't notice it the first time you eat it because it's so good. But then after you have it a few times, yeah, at least the place I was eating it at. Way, way, way too overly greasy. But you kind of don't notice the first few times you have it because it tastes so good. But yeah, I don't think I've seen a single Checkers here in the south. But I know in New Jersey there was a handful of them. And the food was pretty good. Only ever ate there for a couple years during college, and I've never seen a single one since. Do I have a Red Robin where I am? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I actually went there. My mom wanted to go there for... Was it this year's birthday or last year's birthday? I can't remember. But yeah, I took her out there, and I found a cheat code for one of their menu items. Because I ended up getting, like, their haystack burger, which was pretty cheap compared to some of the other burgers, and was still pretty big and had a lot to offer on it. Because they were doing, like, some kind of fondue dip burger, but I noticed it was, like, 16 bucks, but the dip itself was, like, 2 or 3 bucks. So I ended up just getting the haystack burger for, like, 8 or 9, and then the dip for, like, $3 add-on. And for, like, 12 bucks, I got what would have originally cost, like, 18 if you ordered it separately. Or if you ordered it as, like, a meal, I mean. But ordering, like, 2 things separately gave you, like, just as much food for like 1/3 less price. But yeah, that was actually pretty good. They had like a fondue dipped cheese thing with a pretty solid burger. And I just dipped the burger into the dip thing. I think I got like sweet potato fries or something with it. And I think they have like an endless onion ring thing. I generally don't get that though. The issue with ordering onion rings out is they do tend to be overly greasy sometimes. But I believe that's the place that has that for offer. I generally don't get it though. It is good, though. It's been a while since I've eaten at Red Robin. Not counting that Red Robin time that I ate at earlier this year. The last time I ate at Red Robin prior to that was probably like a decade prior. Oh yeah, I am dip obsessed. I am so into cheese dips. I'm like a fanatic for cheese dips. It's like one of my favorite food forms in existence. Is cheese dips. It's probably one of the only few dairy products I really like as well. Because I'm not a big fan of milk. I don't eat that much ice cream these days. It's mostly just cheese dips. And the occasional cheese. But even cheeses I don't have too often. And if it is, it's normally like Gouda or a standard cheese that's on like a sandwich or something. Hey, yours is sour cream. I don't eat sour cream too often. Like, there's a few items that kind of call for it, like, you know, like potatoes, baked potatoes and stuff. Like, sour cream is something I always have in the house, but very rarely use. My favorite item McDonald's has ever had were those chicken wraps. When they used to have like those chicken ranch wraps with like chicken, lettuce, whatever other things they put in it. Those were so good. And I've been trying to find a fast food place that like has a wrap. Because it's a lot more convenient just to get one out than to make one yourself. But there's no good place that has like a reasonably priced chicken wrap these days. There's that Red Robin place I was mentioning too. I ended up getting two things, that burger thing and a chicken wrap. And not only was the chicken wrap like more expensive than everything else combined, but it wasn't even that good. It was a little bit too dry. It didn't really have that much filling in it. Like, it had a decent amount, but for the price relative to it, it wasn't that much. It was really underwhelming. Like, you could easily made your own better. McDonald's used to have some really good ones for like $3-5, whatever it was. I don't remember. But it was pretty reasonable for what it was. But they discontinued the item after like a year or two. And that was pretty much when I almost like stopped going to McDonald's. Like, I still probably go there like a few times a year. Just out of convenience. But there's very few items I even like from McDonald's anymore. They've discontinued like every one of my favorite items. They discontinued those strawberry snack things, whatever they're called. Like those little strawberry danishes they used to have for like $1 or 2 for $1. I think it was like $1 each or something. But yeah, they discontinued those. They discontinued the $1 fruit parfaits. They discontinued the chicken wraps. Like nearly every favorite item from McDonald's they discontinued. Like the only one they haven't is the McGriddle, and which is a little bit pricey for what it is, but it is good. And the standard like full deluxe breakfast thing, like, you know, with the pancakes, the biscuit, everything else. At least they still have that. That's actually pretty good. Actually, whenever I go to Chicago, I normally get that. Because normally where the Spirit Airlines stations are, it's actually right next to McDonald's there. So, and I'm normally there pretty early in the morning because I like to get there like an hour or two early, especially because how far it is. So I tend to just get the breakfast thingy there. Actually, it's kind of funny because the place has a 24-hour open sign on it. And I actually got there so early one time, they weren't actually open. Because they technically shut down for like a few hours when the whole place shuts down. And during that few hour period, I was actually there because I got there so early. So it was a 24-hour McDonald's that I actually got there so early that they weren't even open yet. Because I was there at like the few hours where they're actually shut down. You have chicken wraps at yours? Oh no! Apparently some still have it then. I guess it's technically a good thing, but I'm pretty sure most of them don't. It's kind of weird because the quality of some places like that is so different from state to state. Because I've done some road tripping with my dad before, mostly from like South Carolina, New Jersey, and stuff like that. But when we have, you know, like we're on the road, so we'd obviously just be grabbing like fast food and such. And sometimes we would go grab like a fast food from a bunch of the same place from different locations, like let's say like McDonald's, for example, or Wendy's or something else. And the food quality is so different from state to state. It could just be from area to area as well. But it's really weird because, you know, they're sourcing most of the same ingredients. Yet how it's prepped at some of the places is just way better than others for some reason. Maybe they just store it better, or I'm not sure what, but they're doing something different. Despite it being a chain that has most of the same everything. Yeah, I do miss the fruit parfaits from McDonald's. That was like the final straw of me like never eating at McDonald's again. Not like never eating at them, but you know, like very rarely. I got rid of everything I love from them. Because I did that a lot during college. I've said this story many times. But I would get the $1 fruit parfait. And then fill it up with water and or soda after drinking it or eating it. So I'd get a fruit parfait. Because this was back in college when I had to budget like everything. So for $1, I would get a fruit parfait, eat that, get water, drink that, and then get soda on the way out. So I was able to get like a few dollar worth of value from like the single dollar fruit parfait thingy. Hey, that was nice. I missed that. And getting a napkin as a coaster. Yeah, I just grabbed like a whole handful of napkins. No, I generally didn't from that place. I didn't really need them as much when I was staying at the other house. Because we always had stuff like that stocked everywhere. And I didn't really need it when I was at the college because I never really ate like at the college. Actually, I only went to the cafeteria once. I think the entire time I was at that college. And the only reason I went there was I think I needed to register to vote, I believe. And they had some kind of thing in the cafeteria for it, so I just did it there. But that's literally the only time I even stepped foot in the college's cafeteria, was to register to vote. So I'd even go there for food. I just went there because of something else that they were running, like, literally in the cafeteria itself. Hey, McDonald's serves food now? I know, right? Yeah, a lot of food out there is basically just, like, food-shaped objects. Because of how processed it is. There's a lot of foods in that category these days. Or if the FDA was way stricter than what it is, like 70% of what is served as food would not be considered food. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, I think after this palooza, we're calling it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're probably going to do pretty similar. Throw down several paloozas. Try to grind a little bit for them. Mostly just throw the paloozas down. Hoping we get lucky. Aiming for a minimum 300, ideally 500 plus. And that's pretty much the game plan this weekend. And see how much loot we can get away with. And I am going to be saving all the vault keys for after 7.0. In case there's some kind of new currency in them that we can get from vault keys. How many verses have we got? We only have like 7 left after this, I believe. Though I'm going to be grinding some throughout the day tomorrow and Sunday. As well as potentially some on stream. Like, I stream, I think we got like 3 of them. Which wasn't too bad. But I'll try to get a bunch throughout the day so we can just throw paloozas the whole time, ideally. Because they're a bit more interesting than farming for the things. But there we go. And, wow, that's horrible, but there we go. Alright, let's go get our final tally. Take tribute as well, so you know for sure it's been 2 hours. We got 2 tributes. There we go. Anyways, also, what are they doing for this? Oh, it's all overpriced. They used to have some pretty good offers for these. They've been so overpriced lately for what they offer. Anyways, what was it doing? Let's go over here. What's this icon again? Oh, yeah, it does that. I almost forgot they even exist. Yeah, if we ever make a new player account, we actually get to utilize that thing some. Anyways. So, what was it doing here? I was getting tallies. So, we're at 115. Well, first things first. That is now, 5 paloozas. And what are our key numbers at? 115. And... math. 14. So, 115 and 14. And 14. Also, someone's doing fireworks right now. Why I wonder if they're doing fireworks? Do they still have leftover from 4th of July? I'm hearing so many fireworks right now. What is tonight? Friday? Oh, wait. No, it can't be. I was going to say maybe it's for the high school game. Football game. But it can't be because school would be out by now. Like, it's not school anymore. It's summer. I have no clue. Maybe it's Broadway at the beach or something. Yeah, there's so many fireworks going off right now. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the vault grind, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.